Zelensky blasts Olympic Committee move. Any neutral flag of Russian athletes is stained with blood.
Here's a summary of the article.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Saturday blasted the International Olympic Committee over its stated desire to include Russian athletes in the 2024 Paris Olympics. In spite of Zelensky's calls to exclude Russia from next year's Summer Olympics, the IOC on Wednesday said it aimed to pursue a pathway for Russian and Belarusian athletes to compete as neutral athletes, who, in no way represent their state or any other organization in their country. The organization said the passport an athlete holds should not be a reason why they can't compete, citing a unifying mission during wartime. It pointed to the example of Yugoslavian athletes competing at the 1992 Barcelona Games, despite the country being under United Nations sanctions during a civil war. One cannot but be disappointed by the statements of the current president of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach. I spoke with him several times. And I never heard how he is going to protect sports from war propaganda if he returns Russian athletes to international competitions. And we know how often tyrannies try to use sports for their ideological interests. It is obvious that any neutral flag of Russian athletes is stained with blood. Russian Olympic Committee President Stanislav Pozdnyakov said in a statement Wednesday that the IOC's statement meant, "The voice of common sense has been heard."
This post received a score of 17,000, with an upvote ratio of 87%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Why is it always blasts? No one just says anything anymore.
Gotta feed the beast, man.
Blast the beast?
I've gradually gone idgaff about the Olympics. It's basically a different type of FIFA, a corrupt org playing money games with an institution people used to love. It's become unwatchable in its ad-riddled over bean-counted form. I feel for the Olympic athletes who strive for their best, but the Olympics have kind of lost their luster. Maybe if the IOC took a stand here that view might shift, but they probably won't. The money has become the thing.
And in the US they keep giving NBC the exclusive rights. So instead of show events live no matter what time they happen, they show them the next day at a time convenient for NBC. No thanks.
As a tennis fan, this is something that frustrates me to no end, when exclusive broadcast rights are given to a big network and they choose not to even show the damn event. For coverage of this year's Australian Open, night matches weren't even broadcast. You'd have to go to ESPN+, and they didn't even bother with the expense of getting the ESPN crew on site this year, so instead they're just broadcasting in front of a shitty green screen. Love how the market is so inefficient that you can't even watch the tournament.
I wrote this in a different reply.
He blasted his slam and slammed his blast while he slam blasted his blaster. I'm so fucking over the use of these two words.
Reddit blasts paper over use of blast, likens it to slam.
Olympic Committee is corrupt through and through. Norway was once a potential host, but declined after hearing the absurd demands that the IOC had. E.g. a private dinner paid by the royal family, and their own roads to and from the Olympics.
In the interest of bringing us all together, the IOC demands a special meal and private roads for travel in your lands. Fucking shit is due 'em. It's all about that cash flow now, baby.
Didn't they get caught cheating in the last Winter Olympics? That doesn't bar you from all for a bit? Damn, some weak-ass rules, IG.
Yeah, Russia is strictly forbidden from competing. Russian athletes are allowed to compete of course though, all together as a united group of Russians. So as you can see, it's totally better and different and cool now.
Could you imagine if the world blocked the USA from the Olympics after we lied to the UN so we could invade Iraq?
Honestly should have.
But didn't, so it is mighty ironic if USA and France and etc. start calling to ban Russia. If we're going to give rules for participation, at least make it even.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.